Pollen evidence shows that 25 various species of trees and shrubs once grew here, and reveals a dramatic change as the island was deforested, something pollen expert John Flenley attributes to human activity.
Our pollen results were strongly indicating to us that people had destroyed the forest. In fact, it was the clearest example in the world that I had ever come across of deforestation by people.
Throughout the island, excavations have revealed the impressions of countless palm root molds like these.
This island once had a palm forest, and one way we know that is because of the preservation of these palm roots that document that there once was a palm forest, a very extensive palm forest across the island. These lines here, these black lines, trace the paths that the roots of the palm trees once made.
But some scientists believe that the trees were cut down not in a frenzy of statue building and moving, but for the simple reason that these were farmers.
These people were agriculturalists. They needed to clear land. So in a sense, the forests were largely superfluous to them. It's garden land that was essential to them, not palm forests that they couldn't eat. The whole notion that it was the cutting down of these trees that led to a collapse, if you will, of Easter Island is a bit off the mark in my view.
Archaeologist Pat Kirch studies human impact on island ecology. He's done a comprehensive study of the Mangareva Islands, about 1,600 miles away. After the Pitcairns, they are the nearest islands to Rapa Nui, and striking in their similarity. Both Mangareva and Easter Island were nearly deforested, and both once had large colonies of seabirds, whose guano fertilized the soil. But on both islands, people caught and ate nearly all the birds.
When you eliminate those birds, you disrupt that nutrient flow. And we think that on both Easter Island and Mangareva, the elimination of large seabird populations was a key factor in the inability of the forest to regenerate.
The people also slashed and burned down trees to make way for farmland, and combined with the loss of seabird fertilizer, put their forest in jeopardy. And there may be another factor. During excavations here at Anakena Beach, the site of the first settlement on Easter Island, Hunt and Lippo unearthed evidence identifying what they believe dealt a significant blow to the forest. Rats, possibly brought as accidental hitchhikers by the original voyagers from Polynesia. Hunt and Lippo believe these rats played a decisive role in the deforestation of the island.
We didn't really see the full significance of that until we started to realize that rats as an invasive species in fragile environments like this would play a pretty significant role in stopping the regeneration of new trees. They would eat the seeds of the native trees, in this case the palm trees, and the palms would not regenerate as they had done naturally.
This is the same species that was on Easter Island. This rat is originally from Southeast Asia and has spread through most of the Central and Western Pacific.
Will Pitt is a wildlife biologist at the USDA Wildlife Research Center in Hilo, Hawaii.
This is a female Polynesian rat. In the wild, a lot of these rats only have about a year life expectancy. But a female like this could produce 4 litters a year.
When introduced to areas with abundant resources and no natural predators, the first generation of rats could, in theory, have exploded to millions in just a few years. Even a fraction of that number would consume a huge amount of food. And it turns out that the food that the rats ate was palm nuts, inside of which are the seeds that would spawn a new forest. Throughout the island, remnants of palm nuts show gnaw marks from rat teeth, supporting that argument.
The role that these little Polynesian rats may have played in deforestation is a very interesting one and a little controversial. It's a disruptive force ecologically, but I'm skeptical that it was the sole or major force. And the reason I say that is rats were transported to every island across the Pacific, but not every island got deforested. So it had to be a combination of some other factors along with rats that led to deforestation.
have run these canyons for 6 million years. I have traveled from the Rocky Mountains to the deserts, through scorching heat and freezing cold, from the land of the dinosaurs to fields of food.
I lend my hand to 7 states, 2 countries, 9 national parks,
and 36 million people across an arid West.
I am not the strongest or the largest, but I am the hardest working.
People love me.
My playfulness,
My beauty.
my power,
My life. But I don't think I can offer any more.
I am
I am
tired,
tired,
tapped,
and
tied.
Of the hundreds of major rivers in the world, I am one of the few who no longer kisses the sea.
Battles to harness my soul have been won and lost. Use me wisely, and I will sustain you.
Use me like you have, and I will break. My name
is
is Red. The Grand River Red. The American Nile.
The Canyon Maker. I am the Colorado River.
And I am the most endangered river in America.
The Chinese government plans to move 250 million people from farms to cities. It plans to do this over the next 12 to 15 years. We're passing over some of the world's largest urban areas, and if we combine the population of all of these cities, we'll reach 250 million people, eventually. The scale of China's project is staggering. If it works, millions of farmers will move from their homes into newly built apartment blocks. Critics of the plan have called it warehousing. These major American cities represent only a fraction of China's goal. We get closer to the total if we add some of Europe's largest urban areas. If the Chinese government reaches its goal, 70% of its people will live in cities. The same transition took centuries in Western countries. At 85 million, we approach the number of Chinese villagers who have moved to cities since 2008. That past migration happened naturally. Farmers found jobs in cities and moved. It was part of a transition that had been underway for decades. China's current plan is far more deliberate and will happen faster. Farmers will now be forced to relocate. Even with some of Western Europe's major cities behind us, We're not even halfway there. We'll need to add many of the largest urban areas in the world. The government is hoping the farmers become urban consumers. Villagers typically grow their own food and provide their own energy. If the farmers find work in these new cities, they will buy electricity and use public transportation, purchase televisions and washing machines, and stoke the Chinese economy. We're almost there now. Just add the population of Tokyo, the world's largest urban area, and we've made it. 250 million people.